Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly pick a card reading. Now this reading is timeless unless you follow me week to week, and if you are a follower then this is for the week of Monday the 19th of June to Sunday the 25th of June. If you just stumble across it any other time apart from that, just trust that there's a message in here that you need to hear at that point in time. Let's get started. Okay, my friends, so we have pole number 1, pole number 2, pole number 3, and pole number 4. Now I've got shells again that I've picked up along my journeys. I'm not sure how they're going to look in the camera. There you go, that's probably pretty. So just random, just to help you pick a pile. Don't know how that's going to show up. There we go, I think that looks lovely. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Just select a pile that you feel called to, drawn to. Select more than one pile if that's what your intuition is telling you. Sometimes when I do the readings as well, I might actually be guided to say go and have a look at this pile. So again, just allow your intuition to draw you to the pile that will have a message in there for you, or some level of guidance. So take your time, pause the video if you need to, my friends, and I'll see you in your reading. Welcome, pole number 1. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you for this week. So we have Temperance. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune's been coming up a fair bit in these last few weeks. We have the 2 of Swords. We have Inspiration and Receptivity, and as the overall energy we have Guardian and we have Intention. I'm just going to move that up a little bit there. There we go. So pole number 1, let's start with this overall energy. So you've got Guardian. Now I feel like, I don't know, the first thing I got is kind of like a bit of a weird message. I kind of hesitated a bit there because I thought, oh, that's a bit odd. But of course, I need to take my own assumptions out of these readings, so I need to take my head out of these readings and allow the messages to come through. So the first thing I got is you're sailing along nicely, pole number 1, but I feel like you're going to hit some turbulence. And this Guardian card, I'm just getting, it's just a hiccup. It's almost like the boat's going to run into her hand, and I'm seeing this figure here as like Spirit, the universe, your guardian angel, your guides. And I feel your boat's cruising along nicely. You're quite comfortable. Everything's beautiful and calm. And I feel like you're going to hit her hand, and there's going to be like a jolt, a bit of a, oh, gosh, I was doing so well, everything was going well, and then there's this bump. This guardian card is here to just say, it's just a little redirection. So it's almost like you hit this hand and then you go off in this direction here rather than continuing where you were going. So it's just a detour. There's just something down a slightly different way that is actually going to bring you, I think, the thing that I got was a lot. It's going to bring you a lot. Now what that is will be different for all of you, but I feel like it's going to bring wisdom, and that's a big one that came through. It's going to bring a certain understanding. So when you get back on your proper path, if you like, you'll have additional information that if you'd gone straight through, you would have missed. So it's almost like, you know, when we're traveling and there's a scenic route, we don't have to take that. Yes, we get from A to B so much quicker, but there's something lost along the way. And then it's often when you get back home after your holiday that somebody will go, oh, did you take that scenic route because there was this amazing waterfall, or there was this cliff view, or there's this amazing cave, or there's just something. And you'll be like, oh, what a shame. You know, for a detour of 2 hours or so, we could have seen something truly magical. That's the essence that I'm getting from this card for you, pole number 1. And don't butt up against this roadblock. Don't try and go through it. You can, of course you can. You've got free will, of course you can. But I feel when you get to the other side, there'll be like a piece of the puzzle missing. And that's not Spirit saying this is not bad. Whether you take the detour or not, it's not bad. But the detour, that scenic route, is going to offer you something. Are you going to meet somebody that you can do the journey with? It can be, are you going to meet a romantic partner? Are you going to meet somebody that furthers your career, a mentor, a guide, somebody, just a really good friend, somebody that's really aligned with you, or a group of people? You know, are you going to be met with an opportunity that brings you a different level of understanding about yourself? You might not take the opportunity, but it might show you more clearly the path that you definitely want. So it's almost like there is a nugget of information in that detour that Spirit wants to offer you. And interesting enough, this Guardian card, that information leads through to the intention. Now, I feel here with the intention card, it's just linked to this Guardian message. This detour, this little bump that you're going to hit, that kind of makes you go in a different direction, and that could be any number of things because this is just a general reading, but that's the clue. And I feel that you'll really be shown the way. Like, this little bump really causes you to change direction. I don't think it's something that you have to look out for, or you have to try and figure out then where are you going, or what you have to do next. I think it's going to be quite natural. And I feel some of you will just take it automatically, but others will. I'm seeing this unicorn here. I feel like you'll butt your head up against it. And I feel this intention. The stronger your intention in moving forward, the stronger your intention in doing things a certain way, the more likely this is going to be difficult. So Spirit's asking me to explain that pole number 1 because it can be misunderstood. So thank you, Spirit. So the way Spirit is showing this to me is saying it's not the intention. It's not where you want to go or what you're trying to do that's the problem. It's getting caught up in the nitty-gritty. So if you've got an intention, you know, we set our intentions at the new moon. And they're our goal. That's the light that we're moving towards. That's not the problem. Or it's not, thank you, Spirit. Spirit's saying it's not really a problem. It's just, it can be the intention is not what word am I looking for? Because I keep wanting to say problem, Spirit. What word am I looking for? Thank you. So intention is not what you're giving up here. Your intention is good. This is just a detour. And you go back on the path. So your intention is good. The thing that you want to watch out for, pole number 1, is the gosh, I'm having trouble getting my words. I'm sorry. It's just that Spirit's really particular about how this message comes through for you, pole number 1. Okay, so we've established, Spirit, that the intention is good. Hold on to that. Hold on to your light. Thank you. Don't get bogged down in how you're getting there. Don't get bogged down, I said it earlier, thank you, Spirit, in the nitty-gritty, in every step, in every detail, in the exact way that it's going to look, feel, and come about. Hold on to your intention. Hold on to your goal, your dream. But don't get fixated on how you're getting there, on every single thing you need to do. Allow there to be a little bit of flexibility. Allow you, see, you're on a boat here, so there's flow. You know, and this is a sailboat, so a sailboat has to tack with the wind. It's not a straight journey. And if the wind stops, it goes nowhere. Unless there are waves or a strong enough current to push it. But, you know, it's wind powered, if you like. Here, the horse is free to go pretty much where it wants. In addition, it has the wings. So again, there's this sense of there's endless possibilities in the way that you can go. Don't be too regimented on how it has to go about, on the way it has to go, or the way you have to go. I think the more flexible, thank you, Spirit. So Spirit is saying, pole number 1, the more flexible you can be, the more this journey is going to be a big aha moment. There's this scenic route, there's something that you're going to see, there's something that you're going to come across, and it's going to be that magical moment. I don't know what this is, because it'll be something different for all of you, but it's when you find yourself in front of it, you're going to be like, oh. And I feel that when it is in front of you, pole number 1, you'll see how, had you not taken a different path or not allowed yourself to be flexible, how you would have missed something. And look at this additional message. You've got inspiration, and that could be what you were going to miss. A level of inspiration that takes you on a different path. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus, but this light is not very good. I'm sorry, my friends. So the card says, everything in the cosmos is inspiring to those with creative hearts and curious minds. If you're looking for inspiration, feast your eyes on nature's overflow of colours, sounds, creatures, blooms, forests, and motion. Take time out of your task today to be inspired from unexpected sources. Oh my gosh, this is that. Creative hearts and curious minds. That's what a detour is. That's what the scenic route is that curiosity to go and see what is the scenery that takes me off my most direct, quickest road. And it says, feast your eyes on nature. You're going to be inspired. And this could be people, this could be by an opportunity, this could be by just something that you learn along the way. It can be a creative process. You might come across a book or a lecture, or who knows, a piece of art that just makes you go, oh, the possibilities are as endless as the stars in the night. But your inspiration is going to be triggered. You will be inspired by this detour. And then look, you've got receptivity. Do you know what? I'm just going to see if I can adjust these just ever so slightly. Oh, I'm sorry, my friends. I'll hold this one up so you can have a look at that as well. That's so much better, isn't it? Everything in the cosmos is aspiring to those with creative hearts and curious minds. If you're looking for inspiration, feast your eyes on nature's overflow of colours, sounds, creatures, blooms, forests, and motion. Take time out of your task today to be inspired from unexpected sources. Unexpected. It's the unexpected, my friends. And then you've got receptivity. Giving is generous, but when it's overdone, it can deplete your energy and block the inward flow of abundance. Creating time to relax and receive will soften your life to a more expanded and harmonious flow. Let go and receive. The universe has so much to share with you. So there we go. Pole number 1, Spirit has given us exactly what this scenic route is going to bring you. It's going to bring you inspiration, and it's bringing you abundance. It's expanding you. It's putting you in a place of letting go and receiving. So by not butting your head up against this hand, this bump, this challenge, this suddenly somebody's going to change their mind about something, or suddenly the project falls through, the job falls through, the rental application falls through, you're not accepted, or whatever it is. Don't take that as a slap from the universe. The universe is just putting you on a detour. I love this because you've obviously been in the doing, because you've been on your journey, so you've been in the doing. And now Spirit's saying, right, let me take you. Let me show you different things. Let me expand your horizon. Let me expand your options. Let me expand your knowledge. And the abundance, like I said earlier, it can be meeting those people, meeting the opportunities. It could be money coming in. It could be just resources like the books and the knowledge. My goodness, pole number 1. This is so exciting. I know the bump is not going to be. The bump is going to have you kind of going, oh man, you know, things were flowing so perfectly. I'd finally found my groove. It's almost like you're a bit on a roll, which is not a bad thing. And the Wheel of Fortune showing me here, a bit on a roll, and then suddenly it's like you flicked off this beautiful flow, if you like, and you're like, what? You know, there's this jar, and suddenly it's like it might be bigger than a nudge. Now, for some of you, the more you can let go of the nitty-gritty, the more you can have your eye on your intention without being bogged down on how it's got to go down, the more I think it's just going to be this little nudge. The more you're anchored into my to-do list, I'm doing this, then this, then this, and it's going to happen like this, and I'm going to talk to them, and that's going to happen. The more I feel this is probably going to be quite a flick. So a little bit more jarring, a little bit more maybe even upsetting. But look what it's bringing you. And you've got Temperance. You've got these 2 major arcana. So this is Spirit. And I feel these 2 are just beautiful with the whole message. Basically, Spirit saying, please allow me to take you. Pole number 1, this is a week that Spirit just wants to take you. It's almost like Spirit's parked a magic carpet at your feet, and all it wants you to do is step on. That's all you got to do, is just allow. That stepping on is just allowing things to be. And the minor arcana here, which is the 2 of Swords, it's just not allowing yourself to be closed off, to be blocked off, to be unable to see this gift that the universe wants to offer you. The universe wants you to receive. There's inspiration that opens you up to more. But your intention is good. So pole number 1, you're not giving up on your dreams. This nudge is not saying, okay, we're taking you from this course and we're putting you on this one because, do you know what, we've got a different path for you. No. This is you're just going around and you're being guided the whole way through. So you've got Temperance. Actually, the Spirit's saying to please read these cards together. So both major arcana, and that is how the universe assists us on the journey. It's the part that the universe plays in the co-creation of our life. Here you have Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune. So Spirit is bringing you your guardian angels here, guiding you. Your path is good. That's not changing. This is your soul's calling. This is your intention, your goal, your dream is solid. But there's just a different way to go. There's just a different, not a different way to go. There's just something else you need to see. Bear with me just one moment. I've just got one of the cats that's not well. Just one moment. Here he is. He's an old boy. He's 15, but he's actually quite beautiful for his age. He just wasn't feeling very well, so Probably just a little fur ball. If you've got cats, I think you understand. I don't know if he'll stay. I thought he might have stayed on my lap. He's quite a sweet boy. So just one of the cats that I'm house sitting at the moment. So we're looking at Temperance and Wheel of Fortune, and it's a shame he couldn't be facing the other way around. It's a prettier view, isn't it? And basically, Spirit's saying, I've got you through this detour. It's fated. The Wheel of Fortune is fate. It's Spirit guiding you along your journey. And with the Temperance here, the Temperance is such a card of healing, such a card of you're on the right track. I always feel like, you know, test the waters, things are changing. And that's okay. That's okay. Things, you know, you're going to be doing things a little bit differently maybe. You know, this is maybe bringing balance back. Maybe this detour actually with this Temperance card is just a way of slowing you down, pole number 1. Just so that you can be in more of that receptive mode. When we slow down, sometimes that's when inspiration comes to us. New ideas. But this is fated and it's guided and it's for your benefit. It's very healing, very beautiful energy. The Wheel of Fortune is luck as well. And I feel that when you see what this was all about, I feel like you're going to feel lucky. I feel like you're going to look at this Two of Swords and you're going to say to yourself, oh, thank goodness. This is such a blessing. And I feel that's what it is. I feel that's how you're going to see it, my friends. You're going to see it as such a blessing. Because I keep seeing that piece of a missing puzzle. I think by taking the scenic route and seeing what you see, coming across what you're going to come across, because you're receiving something, receptivity. I feel like it's really going to help you. This Two of Swords, this is Spirit showing me the potential that you could butt up against this. Like there's no way that she's in a receiving energy. Arms crossed, not looking. I mean, you could offer her anything and she wouldn't see any opportunity or any benefit in it. And I feel this is the potential. So this is the potential to not see something, the potential to, when you hit this little bump, to really butt up against it. And you know, that's how Spirit shows us this is the moment. There'll be a hiccup that you're going to want to push up against, that you're going to be like, no, damn it, I'm going, no, I'm not, I'm still doing it. You know, you'll want to fight this. But it's fated. So my friends, even if you do butt up against it, the bump, you can't not take this path. The more you butt up against it, the more difficult, the more challenging this section of journey will be. The more you can go through it and throw your hands up and go, oh, okay then, well look, that was a no, I'm not going to fight it. Or the job that I was going for, they said no, but they've got this other position. There's a sense that you don't want to take the other position because you feel like you're not going where you want to. Patience, my friends. Patience. What's to say that Spirit's just showing me, just going back to this job, you've applied for this position and they say, well, look, actually we found somebody that fits the description that we're looking for better, but we think, you know, you fit the company quite well, so we want to offer you this position. And you can butt your head up and go, no, because maybe the position is not what you want, or maybe it's not as much money, or it's not as prestigious, you know, maybe it's a level down. Take it. Don't butt your head up against this. Take it. Because what happens in a month's time when the person that did get the job, suddenly they have other commitments or something else and they leave? Boom, then it becomes yours. That's what the detour is. There's a job that's very similar but above that position that you're applying for, and then they say, actually, you know what, you do good in this because you've already been there a month where you could have proven yourself, and then you end up like a notch above, something better. But the detour gave you the experience, or it enabled people to see your work, and therefore, poof, got you to something better. Interesting reading, poll number 1. Interesting. The minute you want to push up against it, something's going to make you annoyed or a bit angry or a bit like, oh, what? That's your sign, my friends. Allow the universe. Allow the universe. I'm going to leave you with those messages, poll number 1. Love, light and blessings. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, poll number 2. Welcome. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you this week. We have the 4 of Wands, the World, and the 3 of Wands. Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We have faith. Yes, very befitting. And we have innovation. We have meditation. And we have acceptance. Yes. Okay, poll number 2. I feel, so these are your overall energies, how they work through the reading, how they work together. And I really feel that meditation, I see this as my quiet time card. It's taking time out, slowing down, because I feel this meditation card came out first, because I feel that it's in this energy that you will find acceptance. And we'll dive into it with the other cards, but there must be something there. There's something in your life where acceptance is the key. Acceptance, I'm just seeing this key, and it's almost like acceptance unlocks the door to something new. But meditation here, so meditation is so good for us. Now, whether you meditate or you don't, it doesn't matter. For me, meditation is just the energy of being present. It's the energy of being still. That's even a better word. Thank you, Spirit. Being still. Still in the moment, bring some stillness into your day, into your life, into your mind. Now I feel with this meditation card, you know, she's like sleeping, I guess, or probably just resting, but there's a lot of activity going on around her. So I feel for some of you, it might just be bringing stillness to your mind. So calming your mind, quietening your mind. And also looking at where your mind is taking you. Because, you know, we often say meditation is to stop thought, or to, you know, sometimes we hear people say, you know, stop your mind by meditating. But I feel that probably a better way of saying it is meditation is to see where your mind goes. You know, our mind is what it is. Trying to stop it is a form of control, isn't it? Even if we're doing it with something as beneficial as meditation. So there is an aspect, and I think more and more we're coming to that understanding. More and more meditations now just say allow your thoughts to be, rather than trying to quieten them completely, trying to control them. And I think that is healthier, because that you're not fighting your mind. You're allowing yourself to see where is your mind taking you. So there's an aspect of quietening the mind, stilling the mind, becoming aware of where the mind takes you. What is it saying to you? And there's also a sense of, because of this action in the back of the card, I feel this meditation can just be slowing down in your day-to-day life, slowing down so you can have moments of stillness in your life where you are still. Allow everything to whirl around you, but you are centered, you are still. And I think that's so important this week for your pole number 2, because the message is coming across really strongly, and both mentally and physically. Your surroundings, your thoughts, the way you're doing things, even do things more slowly, more mindfully. Beautiful Spirit, thank you. Do everything more mindfully. And the reason is this acceptance. I love this image on this card. I mean, all the images are just magical on this card, these cards. So this is the whisper of healing, whispers of healing. And you know, I can never remember who actually does the cards, but the artist is Josephine Wall. I have in the link below, you'll see who wrote the card, who actually created the cards, but the art is Josephine Wall, and she does magical artwork. I just find it so beautiful. Really speaks to me. Now this young fairy, look at her wings behind her and her hair flying. She's riding the fish on a wave. She's caught a wave and she's just like, woohoo. She has no control over the waves. I mean, she's holding on. And I like that, because she's holding on. So it's not foolish. It's not daredevil. It's not, this is a sense of holding on, but going the way the wind takes you, going the way the waves take you, going the way the fish take you. And that's acceptance, isn't it? It's acceptance is not sitting in a corner and waiting for things to happen for you. Acceptance is following your path and doing what you do, but being open to the synchronicities, the opportunities that come your way. And this acceptance is going to be found, if you like, through the stillness. You know, if she's agitated, if she's kind of like, oh no, I want to go this way, the likelihood of her falling off is greatly increased. But when she's just softened and she's not rigid, then the movement of the fish and the waves, she'll just go with it, won't she? She'll move with it. There'll be a synchronicity that will happen because nothing's rigid. So like the bendy reed, it'll just move with the wind that hits it. So there's a sense of flexibility here. There's a sense of stillness will bring you the flexibility you need. That's interesting. The flexibility, I feel like you're going to need to be flexible in your decision making, in what you may originally perceive as an opportunity may not be, and what you thought, oh gosh, no thank you, might end up being the thing that is just perfect. And accepting just that you're on a journey and you don't know all the steps. And of course that requires faith. The card says, there will often be times for reassessing your creations. Instead of looking at life through the outdated lens of success or failure, know that not all seeds grow to tall and lavish plants. Create fearlessly, have faith, and gently reevaluate when needed. I love that, and gently reevaluate when needed. And sometimes we plant seeds that are small. Sometimes the pathway that we're on is just like a little spring flower that comes up for 3 months and then it's gone for the rest of the year. So it's just a short pathway that still brings us something. But it's not this big massive journey that brings us to something like a real change of life or something. So I feel there's a sense here of, don't just look at the grand, don't just look at the big, don't just look at the lavish, don't just look at the wow factor. Thank you, Spirit, that's brilliant. Don't just look at the wow factor. You know, because sometimes the tiniest seed can bring you the most benefit. I mean, if you look at vegetable seedlings, like tomato seeds are tiny. A tomato bush can give you so many tomatoes, but the seed itself, insignificant. And that's often the way. And so there's a sense here of seeing past what might look small and significant. And you know what? I just got the message from Spirit. That includes people too. So pole number 2, you might come across somebody that seems insignificant to you. You might, and what does that mean? A stranger. They're of no significance to you because you don't know them. You'll pass them in the street and you probably won't ever see them again. But sometimes a stranger can just say something that just makes us go, huh? You know, or sometimes we might look at somebody and think, for whatever reason, they're, you know, there could be a potential partner that you just think, oh no, he's not for me or she's not for me. Or it can be a boss and you think, oh, how did he get successful? He just seems a bit, you know, you might actually find somebody, like I just got the word a little bit dumb. I'm sorry, that's just the word that came to me. You know, so you might find somebody uninspiring, not particularly smart, not particularly savvy or nicely dressed or cultured or something. This faith card is kind of saying, thank you, Spirit, don't judge a book by its cover. That's interesting. And then it brings us to innovation. And the card says, this new age we are living in requires conscious innovation and altruistic upheaval on every level. You are being called to be the inventive, to create fresh ways to flourish, both personally and as part of your community. To see things differently, to see beyond the mundane and to see beyond the surface of things. And I feel, pole number 2, that Spirit is also saying this applies to you. You might find yourself uninspiring. You might think, oh, you know, I'm not all that. You know, people are not going to listen to me because it's like, well, you know, I'm not particularly funny, or I'm not particularly, you know, whatever, fill the blank. But this will be like, it's really a sense with both these cards. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell others short. I feel, pole number 2, I feel that others are actually going to play an important part in this particular section of your journey. Now this is for the week, but you know, sometimes energies, you know, we can't contain energies. Sometimes it might happen a day in the week and that's it, bam. Sometimes it can happen weeks later, or this could have happened weeks ago to you, but you didn't see the significance in it. So please don't get caught up in the week, because energy is so fluid. It can stretch out over time or be, you know, there's no time limit. It can't be contained. So just bear that in mind. And I think this acceptance is on every level, because I'm talking about people, I'm talking about yourself, I'm talking about situations, I'm talking about timeline. So it really is on every level. But I think people will play a part. You've got this 4 of Wands, and this is my going through the portal to something new. So generally, you know, it goes, the 2 of Wands is that looking and that dreaming of what you want your life to be. The 3 of Wands is your ships coming in, the ability to take action, the ability to see, oh, look at these opportunities, I'm going to take that. You know, there's a few ships coming in, which one do I want? And the 4 of Wands is you've stepped onto that ship and you're going through the portal to a new life, a new situation, a new job, a new partner, a new people, whatever it might be. Sometimes this is called the marriage card, the wedding, because that takes you from a single life to married life. So it's a portal to a new world. And I'm really seeing the people in this as quite significant. So I feel like this acceptance, this non-judgment of what you perceive to be lacking in some way, actually brings you more than you could have ever imagined. I just keep getting, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't sell yourself short. Over and over and over. Because even the smallest thing that comes across our path, when you think about it, what are the synchronicities that led to that? And whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it makes your mind boggle, doesn't it? You know, when 2 people meet and fall in love, what are the chances? You know, it's quite amazing, isn't it? And when you listen to people who talk about their life and they tell you about their journey, as an outsider, it's fascinating, isn't it? Because you can see, like, gosh, you were just in the right place at the right time. Or what are the chances that you meet like that? Do you know what I mean? You can see the magic of it. You can see the synchronicities. Sometimes when you're going through it, you can't. But that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that this acceptance, this having faith, seeing things differently, brings you to great new things. And look at this, we've got another portal. And this is the world. This is you. This is the minor arcana. So this is the actions that you take in co-creating your life. And the major arcana is the actions that spirit takes. It's the part that spirit plays in co-creating your life. You've got both walking through a portal. And with the world, without the world here, I probably would have said, look, there's so many opportunities, big, small. It can just be a slight change in direction, new people coming in. But with the world, I feel this is a whole new path opening up, because the world is the end of the major arcana. It's the end of the Fool's journey. So after this world card is the Fool card. So then you start on a complete new journey. And I feel like with this Three of Wands here, it takes you further than you probably imagined. This is almost like the beginning brings you to the end and to a whole new horizon. It's almost like the beginning is the end. And then you find yourself here with endless possibilities. It's like you go through the portal as a version of yourself, and you come out of the portal really changed. Different views, a different perspective. And better able to see the opportunities in your life. Now, if you look closely, some of these boats are tiny. Some of them are quite, more decent size. You're not just going to look at the big, the flashy. You're going to look at every option and give every single one of them the attention that they deserve. And I feel pole number 2, there's a real likelihood here that you are not going to take the most lavish option. You're not going to pick the most obvious choice. There's going to be a little whisper that comes to you that makes you pick maybe the most obscure. The one where it's like, oh gee, that's interesting, but I don't know what to do with that. I don't know if I'm capable of that. Innovation. Innovation is starting off with something and not knowing if it's going to work. It's not a guarantee. But there's a curiosity and a need to know, oh, what can I do with that? That has potential, that deserves to be tested, tried. And it really all boils down to being still in the moment and acceptance of what is. And that boils down to faith, doesn't it? Allowing yourself to be a little bit guided, allowing yourself to go into something with one way of thinking, a way of being, with, a particular steps, with a particular know-how, you know, thinking it's going to go a certain way, and then being able to come out the other way a bit freer, kind of thinking, okay, well, that didn't go, you know, it's not working out the way I thought it did, but it's not bad. It's opened me up to so much more. So there's really, along this portal, you're coming to a place of stillness and acceptance. You're coming to a place where maybe you go into it with a lot of expectations, and you lose those expectations as you go through, because you've come to understand that faith is all about accepting what is. Faith is all about allowing yourself to go with the flow, allowing your creativity to flourish, allowing yourself to be curious into how things could be different. Oh, excuse me, my friends. And I think that's how you come out lighter. That's why she's naked, because she leaves all her baggage behind, all her pretenses, all the way she thinks she should be. And it brings more opportunity to you. Oh, wow. Wow, pile number 2. This is magical. It does require you to slow down and be in the moment. I think this is being in the moment, being present. Trust. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love, light and blessings, pole number 2. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 3. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you this week. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, and we've got the King of Wands. We've got curiosity, we've got talents. Oh, this is interesting. We've got grateful, and we've got alternative. Definitely evaluating your options, pole number 3. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Look at this energy. Okay. So, I'm actually going to start with the tarot. Okay, so your overall energy is grateful and alternative, and the message for the week is curiosity, talents, 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands. I'm seeing this 7 of Pentacles in your reading, pole number 3, as a change of direction. I'm seeing it as in re-evaluating. You've got this alternative card as your overall energy. Now, this turnaround, this re-evaluation, I feel it's not going to be that easy for you, pole number 3. I think you're already well and truly on a path. You're probably on a roll. You're probably starting to see rewards for efforts that have been put in. I think there's a certain level of success and achievement. You're definitely seeing that things are growing. But there's this little nagging sensation inside of you that won't go away, that I feel frustrates you big time. And it's kind of asking you to reevaluate. Do I still want this? And Pole number 3, I actually want you to ask yourself that question. Do I still want this? Whatever this is for you. Now, I think just even saying that aloud, I felt this energy of pushback. Almost like an energy of, you know, scoffing and going, of course I do. Look at all the work I put in. Now, we'll go further into the reading, because this can just be a tweak, or it can be much bigger. But the first overall energy is grateful. And I'm not feeling this card as I normally do, like, you know, look at what you've got to be grateful for. I'm not feeling that energy for your reading at all, pole number 3. Quite the contrary. I feel that this change of direction, with hindsight, will bring you so much gratitude. You will be so grateful. It's one of those moments of just going, oh gosh, thank you. Like, oh, I almost didn't listen. I almost didn't say yes to the change. And it's, you know, I'm just getting relief washing over me, like a real sense of relief, like a real sense of, whoa, I really miss that hole in the ground. Oh my gosh, I could have just done the dumbest thing, or I could have missed this amazing opportunity. But there is this sense of relief washing over you at the thought that, my gosh, I could have passed this up. It's almost like this second chance, or, you know, really avoiding a pitfall, like really avoiding something that you didn't see. Now, Spirit's just said to me, I need to give you an example. So the example that Spirit has shown me is a work one, but please apply it to how it fits in your life. But just to show you an example of this energy, you've been working in a company for years and you've done good work. You've probably you've probably got promotions, pay rises, and, you know, suddenly the company doesn't fit you so well anymore. You find yourself butting up against your superiors. You find yourself not quite on the same wavelength as your colleagues, but you've decided to stick it out because you've been in the company the longest, or you've put so much time and energy into your role that to leave, why would you? And then the company folds. The company goes bankrupt, or the bosses sell, and the new owners of the company come in and they're like, well, we're bringing in our own staff, so I'm sorry. It's that kind of energy. And I feel that, I don't feel that Spirit will let you get to that. I feel that the nudgings are going to become so strong, like you not being on the same wavelength with that company anymore is actually what's going to push you out. But there is going to be resistance. But then if you allow it to push you out, you'll find another job, and by the time this company folds, the original one folds, or however it works out, you will have already progressed in your new company, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad. Like, it's that sense of relief. And apply this to how it fits in your life. It's not just about work. Though you do have the pentacles here, and you do have a wand. The pentacles are jobs, resources, how we make money. They're the tangible things in the world, the people around us, our environment. And the wands is our calling, our purpose, our passions, the journey our soul wants us to go on. And alternative, you know, she's actually repairing the wing of another wing, so that's, you know, healing. It's kind of like, feels kind of bit like a job, doesn't it? So this, I feel for the majority, is around how you make a living. But again, general messages, so apply this energy wherever you've been getting that pushback, wherever you've been getting this feeling that, oh, you know, I'm just not on the same wavelength. It can be your environment, it could be where you live, and suddenly, you know, it's become built up and you want the country, or suddenly you're finding things too quiet and you need maybe, you know, to move to a bigger town or a city. Or it's that kind of energy where suddenly you're just finding yourself that you're not gelling with the people or the environment around you. That's your clue, pole number 3. And then you've got the Queen of Pentacles, and I love this card in the middle of your reading, because the Queen of Pentacles, she's an earth sign, so she's grounded, she's stable, she's focused on security. The Pentacles are, you know, because it's the earth signs. The earth signs are focused on security, are focused on having enough. She's also abundant, because the queens are receptive. They allow themselves to receive. So this Queen of Pentacles in the middle of your reading tells me that you are receiving this information. You are really allowing yourself to kind of go, why am I feeling like this? And to really look into it. I'm really feeling that she's really looking at the reality of what is. And she's allowing the information to filter through her. It's that realistically looking at things, and then allowing the universe to bring you this information, allowing yourself to be open enough to receive this knowledge, if you like. Even though knowledge and ideas and information is the swords, here I feel like it's the situation with the people, it's the reality of what you're going through that you're taking on board, that you're receiving, that you're coming to understand. And the Pentacles are always slower. It's a slower energy because it's a grounded energy. It's of the earth. So with the Pentacle here, it shows me that you're not just going to flick it away like a fire sign might, where it'd be like, I'm just going to burn through it. Or you're not just going to be like, I'm just going to blow it over. I'm just going to, like an air sign, just going to cut straight through it. I'm just going to go through it. I'm just still doing it. You know, this earth sign, this earth energy, this stable, grounded energy is really what you need, pole number 3, because that is showing you direction and reality. And then you've got the King of Wands, and this is showing me that, you know, following your soul. And I love the way that they're kind of all facing, they're all looking at the same situation. Now, I love that both these heads are turned down. I feel that's contemplation. I feel that's the energy of, gosh, what's going on? a little bit inquisitive, a little bit like, okay, I gotta try and understand this. The king's head is upright, still looking in the same direction, but it's up. And to me, this shows understanding's been, or the situation has been understood. Because I'm seeing this king as your soul. So this is your soul guiding you. This is your calling, your purpose, your passions. Passion's been lost here. But the King of Wands tells me that no, it's still alive in you. It's just not, it's not going to be fulfilled in where you are now. Things have changed. You've changed. So then, you know, your inner world has changed. Your outer world needs to change. And that's why suddenly we find ourselves not on the same wavelength as people. And this King of Wands, see, the Queens are receptive. They receive the information. They receive the abundance, the resources, the ideas. And the Kings then have everything they need in order to give back. And so that moves everything forward, because that giving back is that exchange. It shows that there's been evolution, there's been movement forward. The information that you've received hasn't gotten stuck with you. The Kings signify what you've received, you're putting back out there. So there's a continual flow, and that's what the universe loves. It doesn't like stuck energy, because it clogs everything up. And that's when things are painful, when it's clogged. The universe is still pushing things up against it, and then it's going to just pop everything through. And that's like, bah! You know, it's a little bit more jarring. It's a little bit like, bah! Because you're propelled then in, you know, you think of a person getting blown out of a cannon. You know, it's going to be messy. Whereas if you're just flowing, there's not that big build-up of energy that then causes havoc. And so this King of Wands, that's what it's telling me. It's telling me that you've received the information and you've moved it back out. So you're making changes. And it's all in alignment with who you are right now, pole number 3. Because you've been doing a lot of changing. You've been doing a lot of changing. Now, I was going to go to alternative, but Spirit said, no, the grateful card is first. Go here. And I did touch on this energy. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this card. Thank you, Spirit. Just taking a moment to look at the card. And just drawing it up to you so you could see it, really made me focus on the way she's looking at the butterfly. Do you know, pole number 3, I think you'll finally, and I mean finally, because I think that your transformation happened probably a little while ago, but you're just starting to see how far you've come and how much you've changed. And I feel that this understanding, seeing this, the reality of who you are now, maybe what you want now, what you're willing to receive is probably more than when you started the journey. Really moves you forward. And I feel this grateful card. I'm still feeling it's just grateful for the way things went down. I think you're seeing how much you've evolved. You're grateful for all the past mistakes. You're grateful for the past synchronicities, the past little moments of out of alignment, moments of doubt, moments of like, Why am I not happy with this anymore? This made me so happy before. You know, if we look at relationships, pole number 3, you know, any type of relationship, but let's look at romantic relationships. Romantic relationship, we always start them off with so much potential, love for the other, curiosity and patience and willingness. And sometimes that continues. Of course, we have problems throughout them. Of course, it's not smooth sailing all the way through. But then sometimes in relationships, we find ourselves heading in 2 complete different directions. And it's kind of like, how were we ever a couple? How were we ever in this relationship together? And it makes our mind boggle, because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't even know who you are now. That's the thing, is back then when the relationship started, we were both a certain way, and we grow and evolve and we change, and sometimes we do that together and the relationship deepens, and sometimes we do that in opposite directions, and therefore the relationship needs to end because we're no longer on the same wavelength. That happens with jobs, with friends, places, homes, everything, any level. But there's going to be a sense, I really feel with this grateful card, that you are going to be so grateful, pole number 3, that things ended and you've got the opportunity to do something new, because I feel that it's going to be so much more aligned with who you are now. And I think that's going to be so important. It is so important. But you're going to see the importance. You're going to see the significance of it. And with this alternative, so I'm seeing this as alternative direction, alternative options. But I'm also seeing this as a real healing card, repairing damage. And you know, pole number 3, it's not repairing damaged relationship. It's not trying to fix things at all costs. It's knowing when you're able to fix things, and it's knowing when you're not able to fix things. With this little fairy here, with her damaged wing, there were probably certain things she couldn't do anymore. She definitely couldn't fly. Or maybe she couldn't fly far or high or easily. So her way of life became altered because of that. So there's a certain level of acceptance that she needed for that. But now her wing's being healed. To stay in the limited place that she was when her wing was damaged is not fulfilling, because her wing is healed now, so she can do so much more. So it's sad to limit her, to keep her where she was. And I feel this is what you're going to see. Yeah, she can fly again. Spirit wants her to fly. Spirit doesn't want her to stay just walking, or maybe, you know, little flap here and there, but not flying, you know, with her friends, or into this new aspect of her life, or into a new way of life. So Spirit's drawing to your attention not only how much you've changed, how things have changed, but also how you've healed on a certain level. And therefore, it might be more high vibrating people that come into your life. It might be jobs that challenge you that little bit more. But there's an alternative way to live your life now that resonates better with who you are now. I really feel that you've changed a lot. That's why there's this alternative. there's an alternative way of seeing yourself. There's an alternative way of being. There's an alternative way of doing. And there's an alternative life waiting for you that is much more in alignment with who you have become. And I think this really involves people around you. So your job, your relationships, your family. And what a perfect card to get with your reading, curiosity. As you follow your curiosities through life, you are doing more than satisfying your interests. You are creating the foundation for many possibilities in your career and beyond. What you are curious about will bring you a deeper understanding of life, which you can share with others. Isn't that amazing? I love the way cards speak together, messages come together. You know, if there's doubts in the message, I love how they're clarified. You know, this little fairy's probably gotten used to her wing being broken. She's gotten used to walking. She's gotten used to seeing her friends fly off into the distance. She's gotten used to her lack or her inability to do something. Now, there's a beauty in accepting that. But because basically the analogy of her broken wing is basically your knowledge. Your knowledge, your understanding, your perspective on things. As we grow and open up, they all change. So to keep doing the same thing that you were doing before kind of undermines your growth. So of course, as you gain more knowledge, you want to move forward. It's like a child going through school. As it gains more knowledge, it wants to get to the next year, the next grade, because then it keeps growing, it keeps moving forward. You know, to keep a child in the same class all its life is damaging for starters, but it's soul destroying, isn't it? Because it's just, there's no growth, there's no potential, there's no excitement, there's no curiosity for what is more. And what can happen? Sometimes we get caught up in the comfortableness of it. You know, we get caught up in, well, I know what I'm doing here. If I take the next level, I don't know anything about that. But you will learn. And I love how this says, what you are curious about will bring you a deeper understanding of life, which you can share with others. That's this king energy. That's this receiving, learning, growing, and then being of service, giving back. I love this reading for your pole number 3. The challenges, of course there's challenges, but guiding you to really see yourself and your opportunities, what you are capable of, is so much more than you imagine right now. And then we finish the reading with talents. There are specific talents that are an intrinsic part of you. Abilities that you have been practicing and playing with your whole life that can be articulated in various ways. They might be speaking clearly, listening intently, healing naturally, teaching compassionately, connecting deeply, or something else entirely yours. This is your soul calling. This is your purpose. This is your path. This is your passion. And it involves your natural gifts and talents. And where you are right now, you've used your gifts and talents to the point that they were developed in the past. But you have transformed. You have gained additional wisdom, additional information. You've grown, you've evolved, you've opened up. And now there's more. And that's where Spirit is guiding you, pole number 3. Because your talents have evolved. Excuse me, my friends. Maybe you're seeing them more clearly. Maybe you've tapped into them more. Maybe there's a potential to use them in a specific job, or to start your own business, or maybe to bring your community together, to help a family member or friends, or maybe to connect with that soul partner on whatever level that is. Spirit is really moving us forward at the moment, not allowing us to be stuck in what was. And your reading is no different, my friends. Definitely not. Know that who and how and what you wanted before was perfect for the old you. This new evolved you needs more. Walking when she was injured was the top of her potential. Now that she's healed, she can fly. Walking is way down there in her potential. Flying now is her potential, and she'll probably, need a bit of rehabilitation. So, it's not going to be easy going. Her wings have probably become a bit frail, so they'll need to build up strength. She'll need to build courage as she goes. And we're no different when we step up to how we've evolved and how we've changed. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love, light and blessings, pole number 3. Take good care of yourselves. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 4. Welcome, my friends. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you this week. So we have the Moon, the 8 of Swords, and the 7 of Cups. Oh, not a lot of visibility. Oh, of course, we have mystery. Of course we do. And we have Healer. We have Transform. And we have Seek Seclusion. Gosh, look at how the colours of these cards talk to each other. Okay, straight up, pole number 4. If in doubt, do nothing. Oh, the amount of times I have heard that. I had a beautiful soul in my life, and he always used to say to me, if in doubt, Christelle, don't. And do you know, I found that so challenging, because I felt I just had to do something. And I'm really feeling that for this week, my beautiful pole number 4, that needs to be your motto. If in doubt, don't. If in doubt, don't. Everything can wait. And I really feel in your reading this week, everything needs to wait. This is definitely not a week to be signing contracts, to be accepting offers, to be taking leaps of faith. No. And I really feel I just got, if you can avoid people this week, do that. And it's not normally a message that Spirit gives, avoiding things. But there's a real sense here of the more you can get yourself out of the way, the easier this week will be. The more you put yourself into the thick of things, the more challenging this week will be. Why? Well, let's go to your overall energy pole, number 4. So we've got transformation and seek seclusion. And I feel that, you know, I'm seeing this card quite differently than how I normally do. I'm seeing this lady here almost disturbing the butterflies before they're ready. It's almost like, I don't know if you know, but with a butterfly, butterflies really struggle to get out of their cocoon, and that is a necessity for them. That's how they build their strength. If you help a butterfly out of its cocoon, it will never fly, because it doesn't develop that strength. So I'm not sure of the nitty gritty. I don't know if there's like an alchemy kind of like you know, in their struggle. Does their wings dry, or, you know, do they rub against the thing and it creates friction and more strength? That I don't know, my friends. But if you help a butterfly out of its cocoon, it will never fly. It needs that struggle. And I see this lady here as almost helping the butterflies out of their cocoon. I'm seeing it as, normally I see this as, you know, spirit helping you transform. It's almost like, you know, you are a butterfly and now spirit's setting you free to fly. But in your reading, I'm seeing it really different for the first time, I think, ever. I think people are going to want to help you, but Spirit's telling me here that the help they want to offer is not going to set you off in the right direction. Now, very interestingly enough, Spirit's drawn me to the numbers. So we've got 2 and 3, 4 and 5. So this card is like taking you from 2 to 3 and from 4 to 5. Spirit doesn't want you there. Spirit's saying seek seclusion. So the direction that people's opinions, people giving you options, you know, the opportunities that people bring you, it's not where Spirit wants you to go. There's almost a sense that, look at this seclusion card. I'm just seeing the Spirit blowing his trumpet, and then there's this person down here. And it's almost like if they wake you, they'll take you on the horse in a different direction. Spirit wants you to awaken, but where you are. There's almost this sense of you need to be where you are right now. You need to be in this space and place. And I'm not feeling that it's a very comfortable place. I'm feeling it's really overwhelming with doubt. It's like self-doubt. You're really overwhelmed with, I don't know what I'm doing. And Spirit really wants you to acknowledge that. And people are going to come in with, oh, but you could do this or you could do that. And I think they're going to set you on a path that if you could just wait, do nothing, there's something more aligned with you that's coming, because you're transforming. You're a butterfly. You're just not out of the cocoon yet. And until you get out on your own, you won't see your full potential. I think you won't see exactly what you truly want. So there's this sense that Spirit's telling me you're in a weak space. You're in an influential space where you'll be easily guided or influenced. You know, does the butterfly struggling to get out of the cocoon, does he want somebody to help him? Oh, hell yes. But it's not it's to his detriment, and he won't know that until afterwards. Seek seclusion. And the people are well intentioned. They're not trying to deceive you. They're not trying to use you or anything like that. No, these are people that love and care about you and are trying to help you find a solution. But their guidance is misguided. They don't know the way. They don't know what's for you. But they love you and they just want to help you. They don't want to see you struggle. But it's in the struggle, my friends, that you will find clarity. So you've got the major arcana, the moon. And the moon is not seeing things clearly. But this is a major arcana. So this is spirit putting you in this place of shadow. Now, what does this place of shadow mean? What does it look like? It's putting you on a path that you don't know. It's taking you out of your comfort zone. It's challenging different aspects of yourself. So it's enabling you to test your wings. It's enabling you to build courage, to build resilience, to take stock, to analyze, to kind of go, oh, okay, this is making me so afraid. What am I afraid of? It's building strength, like the butterfly builds strength as it struggles out of its cocoon. That strength that it is building in the struggle enables it to fly. And that's this moon card. Spirit doesn't want to see you struggle, but it's in our struggles that we build resilience. It's in our struggles that we learn what we are capable of. When we come out of the struggle and we brought ourselves out of the struggle, we have learned so much more than when somebody just saves us. Now, sometimes people do come in to help us, and that is the journey, but not here, not in your reading, not for you at this stage of your journey, pole number 4. This is something you need to go through. You, your higher self and spirit. So you got the major arcana here, so I'm saying spirit is here helping you. You not knowing is the key. Like I said at the very beginning, if in doubt, don't. Be still. Allow yourself to be in that energy of, I don't know what to do, therefore I'm going to wait until I get more information. Spirit will show you. Spirit will bring you more information. Now, like I said earlier, this is not an energy, a nice energy to be in, because we are programmed to figure things out, solve the problem, fake it till you make it. Not for you, pole number 4. Please, please don't do that. This energy of the 8 of Swords is not comfortable, but this energy of not knowing needs to be accepted. It needs to be acknowledged. When we transform, we can't just walk out and go, right, I've got it all figured out. You know, we've got to be like, oh, okay, what do I do now? Perfect analogy, thank you, Spirit, is when a baby is born, it needs assistance to breathe. Just because it's come out and it is out and in the natural world doesn't mean that it automatically starts breathing. It needs assistance. It needs a moment to kind of go, oh, help, where am I? Okay. unlike what Spirit's telling me for your reading, it does get assistance. We assist it to breathe. But you will figure it out. This is not life-threatening. You know, it's life-threatening if we don't help a baby breathe the minute it's born. But your situation is not like that. The newness of it is finding yourself going, oh, wow, my values have changed, my beliefs have changed, my desires, my dreams, my goals have changed. What I like and what I don't like has changed. Now what? Oh my gosh, what do I do with this? That's the energy Spirit wants you to be in. Spirit doesn't want you to ask questions to others. It's not their journey. Spirit wants you to ask yourself those questions, because it's in asking yourself those questions, pole number 4, that you are going to see possibilities and options, choices. Not all of them are for you, but you're going to see, gosh, I really wanted this, and now, well, I definitely don't want that. This is a time, pole number 4, of learning about yourself, becoming acquainted with yourself, reacquainted. Because you're different. Now this, for the majority of you, I feel that this is a big transformation. But for some of you, this is a general reading. This can just be an aspect of your life or an aspect of you that's changed. But Spirit, it's important, and Spirit really wants to call your attention to it. And that's why there is a real need, not just to pause. It's not the pause that's required. Here it's the seclusion. And I really feel, you know, we're often told that, you know, when we have doubts and when we're unclear, talk. And there is so much truth in that, because people can help broaden our perspective. But here in your reading, pole number 4, there's a sense of, there's just a need that you need to listen to you right now, just your voice, not the noise of the world, not the noise of others, well-intentioned others around you. I feel like you're going to uncover a lot. I feel like you're really going to understand something that really changes things for you. I also just got, you've got enough choices in front of you. You've got enough questions in front of you. You've got enough things that you are doubtful about or uncertain about. And there's a sense that others will add to that. So others are going to add more options. They're going to add more questions. They're going to not understand aspects of you, and they're going to fuel the doubts in you. This is just drawn to sort of the darkness of this person. It almost looks like it's a shadow. And there is internal work. You know, that's why this seclusion is needed, where you can figure things out for yourself slowly, carefully. But I'm also feeling like taking time out, you're also going to get downloads from Spirit. You're going to get downloads from your higher self. You're going to get these aha moments that I feel will be lost if you are too busy, if you're too out in the world. Now, I'm not saying, you know, go to bed for a week and don't come out, though if some of you can, that's maybe your journey. You know, we still have to go to work, we still have to, you know, do our day to day. You know, you might have a family, you still got to get up and look after the kids and things like that. But if you find yourself where you are surrounded by people, keep your uncertainty for those moments of seclusion. Have a bath. Tell everybody not to interrupt you. Start meditating, saying, look, I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes. It's, you know, mum or dad's time. Or, you know, don't do the extra hours at work. Just say, look, for the moment I'm a bit run down, I can't do any overtime, but, you know, I'll do, you know, I've got too many commitments, I can't do overtime, or whatever it is. Find whatever way you can, not to drop the commitments that you have in your life, because we can't always do that. If you can, beautiful, do that. Pole number 4, do that. But if you can't, find ways to limit how much you've got to do, how much stuff you've got listed on the calendar. You know, limit your appointments and socializing and things like that. That's going to be really important. And you've got mystery. And I feel that this journey is a mystery for you. It's just a mystery. The card says, an exquisite part of your essence is the magic and mystery of your being. The unexplainable, illogical, mysterious spark inside of you is accessible anytime you desire a new perspective, a magic ingredient, or a brighter spark in work and play. The unexplainable, illogical, mysterious spark inside of you is accessible anytime you desire a new perspective, a magic ingredient, or a brighter spark in your work and play. That's what this is. Let's go to the analogy of the caterpillar and the butterfly. The caterpillar has its spark. It has the essence of who it is. It can chomp through so much food, you know, for its little size. It has all those legs to cling to branches and leaves that could be slippery. It has its own essence, its own magic, and its own mystery of who it is, what it can do. That transforms when it becomes a butterfly. So there's a sense that the butterfly no longer taps into the essence of the caterpillar, the magic, the mystery of the caterpillar. It can't. That's not who it is anymore. So there's this sense here, pole number 4, that you are finding, now that you have transformed, your magic, the essence of who you are now. And it is illogical. And that's why when we discuss things with others, we tend to tap into more the logical, the problem solving, don't we? It's very tangible. It's very real life. Spirit doesn't want you to be there yet. Spirit wants you, you're still in the stage where you're uncovering who you've become. So there's mystery, there's magic. And this is going to change your work and play life, which means your personal everyday life and your work. This is going to change your mundane, pole number 4. This is going to bring the new in. And I love that they use sparkle, or a brighter sparkle. When we embrace who we are in this present moment, we sparkle. It's like my most favorite thing that I like to say to people is always shine your inner light, because that is your beacon that draws your soul family and the abundance of life to you, because you're aligned, because you're being you. And this is what you're discovering, pole number 4, how to be you, because the you has changed, the you has transformed. And we finished the reading, my friends, with healer. And the card says, we all have boundless access to divine healing, which makes every person a healer. The love you pour, the hugs you give, the smiles you share, the wisdom you contribute, and the space you hold is healing. You are a vessel for healing source energy. Allow this to flow through your purpose. And this is what you're accessing. Not only in taking this time for you, do you allow the healing of the universe to work through you, with you, and for you, but then you hold space and you contribute, because it says the love you pour, the hugs you give, the smiles you share, the wisdom you contribute, and the space you hold is healing. And I love that, because sometimes we feel bad secluding ourselves. We feel bad retracting our time with others or pulling back from others in order to offer something to ourselves. But we're holding space. We're creating space around ourselves that is also healing to others. And that's a beautiful reminder from Spirit pole number 4, that in your seclusion, in pulling back, in giving yourself time, in allowing yourself to do nothing, if in doubt, do nothing. It's healing. We all have boundless access to divine healing, which makes every person a healer. Giving yourself time this week, my beautiful, beautiful pole number 4, is paramount. And please, please, with this healing card and the space you hold is healing, don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty for secluding yourself a bit, giving yourself personal space and personal time away from your commitments. It's so important. And trust that everything you can't see and you don't know now, now's not the time to make a decision. Spirit is guiding you through this so you can grow and expand and see who you are now. What is the magic of you now? What is your essence now? It's not an easy journey to go through, my friends, but it's beautiful. I'm going to leave you with those messages, pole number 4. Love, light, and blessings, my friends. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.